Hello everyone, welcome to another speedrun game with the white pieces against Gogo, rated 1548 who brings his queen out, so no Scotch Gambit. Because the queen is vulnerable to a knight here, I'm going to develop my knight first. He stops my knight jumps, that's fine. I'm going to break open the center. I have two miners out, a pawn duo. He has no miners out, no pawn duo, and a queen. So I like our position. We can immediately harass the queen. Let's ask it the question, are you going to g3 or what? He goes to g3. He's ready to kick my bishop. But can we harass his queen more? We could take this pawn now that he's no longer defending it twice. He can try to intermezzo knight pin, which affects the bishop. Maybe there we have, no, that's defended. I'm sure we have a move there. Instead, he just kicks our bishop. We could go here, maintaining pressure. I kind of like that. Let's do that. This comes with a threat. So now we're just up a pawn. He still has no miners developed. We have three. So clearly in the wrong direction. So he goes for the pin now, but it's a little too late. So let's take free stuff. He goes for that. I'm going to take with the pawn, supporting my center, keeping control over this. And now we're up two pawns. Although it looks like I ruined my structure, I can also castle long. So did I ruin anything? He goes knight here. Not sure where he's going. Maybe here. Oh, I guess he just wants the castle. I also want a castle. I should lift my queen somewhere. If I go here, it's active. Can he hit it? Not easily. So let's go here, which prepares long castling. If he long castles, we can just do the same. We can put our bishop here, a rook here, pawn push. These are our ideas. So he starts with the knight. What does this threaten? Nothing. He can't develop his bishop. Super awkward. I think we should just long castle. Okay, now we're overprotecting this pawn. We can go, now ideas are king b1, bishop here. Bishop here is pretty strong because it comes with a nice threat. It's better than rook g1. So ideas are bishop here, king over, eventually rook g1. Or maybe not rook g1, and we can just drop the bishop back to g3, a nice defended square. And then we could pawn push in the center. So this is what I'm thinking about. These are my candidate moves. And depending on what he does, I choose. Excuse me. He attacks the bishop. Fine. You are up two pawns, so trades are wins. But he is a little cramped, so maybe you don't have to trade. It's up to you. You could just drop it back to defended square, and maybe he'll fix your pawn structure. You could go here just avoiding the trade completely, which is an option. I'm going to go here though. And if he takes, I'm not going to fix my pawn structure. I'm going to develop my rook. It may seem weird, but this mass of pawns, I don't really mind it. I can kind of just push them at some point. So right now we're up to two pawns. He still can't develop his bishop, and we're a lot more active than him. Now we have the added possibility of bishop h3, if we thought it was good. And if he moves his queen, maybe even rook h5, getting it super active quickly. So we have lots of ideas. We can even just start with connecting the pawn chain, cementing the position. That looks good. Opening up this diagonal for the bishop. Probably going to go with that. Okay, he makes a random pawn move. So let's solidify the position and get ready to hit his queen. It's almost trapped, but not quite. He castled long, but now there's this dark square weakness. I can immediately come in here, but with the knight coming here, I don't know, it still seems terrible for him. In any case, we have many different ways to win. I almost one day want to sack. So if I bring my queen in there, takes, takes here. You know what? Huh. Okay, if I move my queen, it does undefend this pawn. And since my thing isn't like as forcing as it needs to be, let's just start this one move, creating this crazy pawn chain. And this isn't even the base right here. This is the base. So this doubled pawn is actually creating a very hard to reach base, which supports a very annoying pawn chain. So he moves his queen so he can develop his bishop, probably. But now he's walking into various tempo moves. Which one? Is he trapped if I go here? Or vice versa? And he's not trapped. He can always go tuck himself away. If I go this way, he has this square. This one, I could hit him. So let's say he has that square. But I can continue harassing him. Maybe? I mean, you don't need to include this. Okay, he's going this way. If we include this, we force him to go back. If we try to kick him, he can take our pawn. So here, here, do we have a better follow-up? I mean, let's just continue our plan. His queen is in a ridiculous spot. All by itself. He has nothing else doing anything. So what's his queen going to do? I'm now by his king. His queen is nowhere in sight to protect the king. So now I can sacrifice, takes, forcing this. Maybe I just rook lift and try to checkmate him. Or maybe I could bring my knight in, but I'll probably go for the rook lift. You can maybe prepare with this move, because this move threatens checkmate in one, and it gets out of the way of the rook lift, so it's faster when you do it. So now he's defending against the sack with takes, and run. If we go here and he just runs, then he's hanging stuff. So I think this is a very strong move. Knight a4. Threatening checkmate in one. And the annoying part for him is his king is tethered to this. You can't really let my queen get here because I have this wedge pawn. But he runs, so... Wait, is this better? Check. Prevents him from going here. If he goes back, he gets mated. If he goes this way... If he goes this way... I mean... I don't see it. Let's go here. I mean, if he goes up the board, that's not a good thing, so... So we take the pawn. We're now up 3 pawns. He's very close to getting mated. This is a potential mate square, but he can just defend. So like if I attack it, he defends. If you try something super active, you are threatening mate in one. He can't take with the queen because he loses the queen to the rook pin. How does he protect this? He can't go here. can't put a piece here. So if we go here, and he takes with the rook, check, he goes over. But if we go here and he takes with the rook, take with the pawn, his king goes over. Then we can take here, he has to go down. I mean, in any case, I'm not sacking anything. These are pawns, not pieces, so who cares if he takes it? You have lots of different moves here because your position's so good. And by doing this, you are ruining the integrity of that pawn chain and the bind you had on the position. You're trading it for dynamic play. He takes with the pawn, but there's a big drawback to this, and that is it opens up this diagonal. So what do we have now? We have the potential checkmate. But wait, what about the queen? All you have to do is deflect it from protecting this square. So we rook lift. How does it stay in touch with this square? Nobody knows. If it doesn't, we get checkmate in one. So this is my idea. So I didn't think there was a good way for him to recapture this pawn or stop the checkmate in one. We'll see what the engine says if there was a way, but he goes for this, but he definitely did not consider rook h4. Many players, even much higher rated than him, would not consider this rook h4 bishop g6 sequence. They would have considered something like, oh, I take the pawn, he puts a rook here and attacks me or something like that. If you tried to deflect his queen with the f-pawn, which is clever, he could take this one, maintaining vision. But then, so like here, if we do this and he takes, we could then have brought the other rook in, forcing it off, going for the checkmate that way. So you could have gone for that. I went for this. I guess, I don't know if there's a difference. It's not like he can take the rook or something because it's checkmate. So I don't know how this works for him or what his move is. He could try to counter the queen, but then he hangs this with check. And then when he goes back up, we can give him the pawn check. So I'm not sure what he does. I don't think he has a good move. I think he's just lost. So what would I do in this position? I'd resign. I mean, he just doesn't have candidate moves. Like, I guess just take the pawn and sack your queen, but then, like, why are you playing, right? And it's move 21, and his king was just stuck here. And you could see how this pawn that we put here early in the game always restricted his bishop from coming out. Wait, what? Ah, this is his best move. Although he could have sacked it for the rook in the other line. He probably thinks I'm cheating because I took so long for that automatic recapture. But this is still checkmate, so I have no idea what he accomplished by doing this. He didn't stop the checkmate because he just brought out his bishop and let me go down my plan. So that was weird. Let's take a look at that with the computer. See what the Terminator thinks. So we try to get a Scotch Gambit, but he brings his queen out. So development and center. Center and development. Development for free. Free stuff. So it's already plus 2.3. Completely winning for white and higher from here on out. So the graph is perfect and we have only one inaccuracy, but so a perfect game with 97%. He has only one mistake, but he has 5 inaccuracies, so it adds up. So what's the best move if he bishop pins me? So I get out of the pin, right? So if I get out of the pin and he takes my knight, well, now I'm protecting my bishop, so that makes a lot of sense. So I could just take with the pawn. If I get out of the pin and he takes my pawn, well, then I could take it back. And I'm threatening checkmate if he takes the pawn. Wow. Okay. I could move my bishop, of course. Basically, just defend your bishop is the theme. Fine. He doesn't do that. He goes here, force move. Goes here, free stuff, plus 4.5. Force move, improving or developing a piece, and king safety and center. King safety and development and center. Force move, force move. You could have taken back the other way. It's up to you, preference. Now improve our position, solidify, pawn chain, improve pieces in the future. And I said you could just put your queen here. This was the one inaccuracy of the game, which doesn't matter because you're +8. But I just decided to create this connect 5 because it's so solid. It's just completely crushing at +6. And now that we did that, we throw in one free developing move and then we infiltrate. And now we get the infiltration, but with an extra piece developed and with a more solid pawn chain. He tries to defend, but it's +8. Anything probably wins. The most clinical finish is to jump the knight to the side, which is what we did. He moves his king. I was wondering if this was the best move, but at +11, my move is fine. So we go for the +12 move, taking free stuff for free. And okay, you could threaten checkmate this way. You could threaten different things with your knight improving, or you could push the pawn like I did. All good moves, and bring the rook in. So all these are logical, sensible. I chose the most dynamic option, which is pushing the pawn, breaking my own pawn chain. He takes, and now the best move is rook h4. Wait, it doesn't list f3. f3 takes, couldn't you go here? Oh, this comes with check. It's still +6.5, but you lose checkmate. Okay, I mean, I didn't play that anyway. I played the best move, rook h4. Why are the lines on? And then, yeah, he sacks it. And now is his one opportunity to try to do something about the mate. They want him to just make room for his king. But he doesn't see it and gets mated immediately. Oh well. Moral of the story, don't bring your queen out on move 2. The end. Goodbye.